the hell do I even do? Just free, like, it's only when I hit the box. What is wrong with the box? Ladies and gentlemen, today I attempted the highest round on Moon without using AATs. And if you aren't familiar with what AATs are basically dead wire, blast furnace, and turn. When you double pack a punch any gun on Black Ops 3, you get an alternative ammo type or AAT, and basically that makes your gun into a wonder weapon. So literally a Pharaoh, KRM, Brecci, these guns can all kill all the way up until 255 if you have these AATs. There's obviously a leaderboard out there called no AATs. That makes it a little bit more of a challenge. You're only allowed to use wonder weapons, and because of this, it makes Black Ops 3 more like BO1, because like in BO1, you have to do a lot of trade outs with your wonder weapons, constantly hitting the box over and over and over again, trying to get the thunder gun back, because the only way to get ammo again is by doing trade outs. Obviously, when you're on the lower rounds, you know, you're gonna have a lot of ammo to get through rounds, but once you're in those 200s and 210s, you don't have enough max ammos, and the dog rounds are not going to come frequent enough, so you have to do trade outs to actually get ammo back. Now it's the same thing on BO3 when you do no AATs. It's the same thing on BO3, except you aren't always going to do trade outs. Maps like Ascension, for example, where I actually have 255 with no ATs, you do a trap strategy to get 255. Other maps like Revelations, you don't even have to worry at all about ammo, because obviously Revelations is so OP with Apothecary Servant and Thunder Gun. Obviously, before I attempted this high round, I have been going for other no ATs in the past. I currently have the Ascension world record, Kino world record, Shadows of Evil world record, and also the Revelations world record for no AATs. And now I am attempting my 5th world record for no ATs, which is Moon. I used to have this record. It was 215 about a year ago, but it got beaten. So today, guys, I'm going to show you what I did to try and get this world record back. Now, first things first, the goblins we are using are a very typical Moon Megas high round setup. Obviously, on Moon, you can actually hack drops. So the best drops on Moon are actually any gobblegum that have a lot of drops just in one gobblegum. So for example, an Immolation Liquidation has 3 fire sales, but on Moon, that's actually 3 max ammos, because you can just pop a fire sale and then hack it. Same thing with Licensed Contractor. We also use Killjoys, Alchem, and Raindrops. So no need for shopping free. This is actually one of the only high rounds on Black Ops 3 where you do not want to use shopping free. Another thing you'll notice that I am doing here on Moon is something is really not common at all, and this is actually the free max ammo Easter egg. Obviously on Moon, majority of the time you just use AATs, so you don't have to really worry about ammo. But because we are playing no AATs, ammo matters a lot. So getting this free max ammo, whenever I have to grab it, maybe it's going to be on 200, 210, 220. No matter when I grab this max ammo, it is going to help me a lot. Other than this is just a typical Moon high round. You go to pack punch every 3 rounds 5 times, and then you also try to camp for as long as you possibly can without turning on power. Now, if you're new to Moon high rounds, the reason you camp without power is obviously so you can get excavators. What we just do with the rounds now is we just simply use our raindrops and alchems and keep cycling through to try and not turn on power for as long as we possibly can. On a normal Moon Megas game, you'll be able to do this for a very, very long time. But obviously this is no AATs. And if you guys forgot or maybe didn't realize, we have the Astronaut. That is what makes Moon no AATs probably so interesting, because on a typical Moon high round, you're just gonna shoot dead wire at the Astronaut, and boom, he's gonna die instantly. But we do not have AATs in this. And if you're familiar with the BO1 strategy, in the past, they used to just lock him in Tunnel 6, but now what they do is they actually just train him around in Tunnel 11. Today, guys, I'm gonna show you the strategy on BO3, and to be honest, it is technically an exploit, but it is allowed, so whatever. So right here, you guys see K. O'Neil is currently in the room. So the way we actually have to kill him is by turning on power. So obviously at this point I already turned on power. What we do is before turning on power, we just try our hardest to kill him with the Pack-a-Punch Weevil or Pack-a-Punch KN, whatever, up until we basically can't kill him anymore. We'll start using Death Machines a little bit, but once we cannot kill him, we turn on power, and then when he comes, we actually go into Biodome and start bouncing on the pads. Do not ask me how this works, because I actually have no clue how this works. It really does not make sense to me, but when you bounce on these pads, the Astronaut actually despawns. He just disappears. So we finish jumping on the pads, and as you see, we are currently making our way back down to Tunnel 11, and you will notice the Astronaut is nowhere in sight. He's not going to come back. He's not in Tunnel 11. He just disappears. So for anybody that is attempting this, it is as simple as that. You just bounce on the pads. I don't know who figured that out. I don't know how somebody figured that out. Obviously, it is very annoying to do that. constantly over and over and over again to kill the astronaut, but it is what you have to do, unfortunately. So the next thing I want to show you guys is about the excavators. Obviously the excavators are very similar to the regular BO3 Moon Highround. What did get annoying and what used to happen a lot was the astronaut would be in the right place at the right time. Obviously, he's just right there. What am I going to do? Go run back to Biodome? So, in this situation, I just kind of had to wait in this little room and wait for him to come in. So, obviously, once the astronaut was kind of in the room, I was able to run past him and be chilling. Obviously, I had to waste so much ammo doing that. But what I did was I would just throw an actual Gersh down. And when I throw this Gersh, I'd start hacking whatever tunnel it was, tunnel 11, and then just jump through the Gersh. Now, this was my strategy for 77, obviously. But once we're in those later rounds, like 150, round 200, we do not just want to spam Gershes here because that will waste max ammos. Every single drop is a max ammo on Moon. You need to try and long to get those drops so you only get those max ammos when you are actually out of ammo. So when you're throwing Gershes and you get like 4 drops at once, you're not only missing out on 1 or 2 max ammos, you're missing out on 3 max ammos because getting 4 max ammos at the same time, you can't actually utilize all of them to their full potential. So right there you guys just saw I just got Biodome's excavator, and you might be wondering why am I going all the way to Pack-a-Punch, and you'll also notice there's a big ass excavator just excavating tunnel 6. So on Moon, you actually don't have to cancel tunnel 6 because you don't really need tunnel 6 at all. The only thing you need tunnel 6 for is obviously going from tunnel 11 to spawn to hacked excavators. So when you get tunnel 6, you can actually just leave it as hacked. The air in tunnel 6 really does not matter. And another benefit as well, the astronaut actually gets stuck behind tunnel 6. But you're going to notice right here, you have to run away as fast as you possibly can because the astronaut is actually right behind me. I didn't even look at him yet. What happens is when the astronaut spawns in and he has nobody to target, he just does not move at all. He just stands still. Now for Moon high rounds, there's actually a lot of strategies you can do, I guess, for high rounding. The strategy I did basically from round 6, whenever I got to the spot, all the way up until like 150 to be honest, was I would just stand right outside this barrier. Once the zombies would kind of bump me or move me, I would just shoot my wave gun. And this got me to very, very high rounds. And the reason I was doing this is because, you know, this is the fastest thing. There is ways you can actually kill more zombies and not waste as much ammo, but I didn't really want to worry about that. I just wanted to have a really chill experience. You know, throw some Gershes as well, as you can see here. So obviously right there you saw I jumped through the Gersh. The reason I did that is because actually one of the excavators went off. So a nice little thing I would do is, you know, throw a Gersh. If the excavator is going off, I would just jump through it to see if I can land right next to the excavator. Obviously, I only did this if I did not have tunnel 6 excavator. If I have tunnel 6 excavator, do not do that. And now whenever I run out of ammo, I just pop my gobble gum. Right here you see I have an alchem, but if I have a regular drop, I would go ahead and just throw Gershes. The lower I was in the round, the less I worried about actually getting drops on the map, because on 106, you only really need like 2 or 3 max ammos to get through the round, so no need to waste time with Gershes, because when you throw a Gersh, you're actually losing time. You're not going to be gaining time. Now, obviously, when I'm in the later rounds, yes, I will try to get drops from the map first and then use my Gobble Gum. And especially when I have Alchem on me, we are not throwing Gershes at all. Because we're using only the Wave Gun, there is no way of getting your ammo back other than using Gershes. You can only get drops with Gershes or your Gobble Gum. So if I run out of Gershes and I just don't get drops, I'm in a very bad situation. I just have to get the Gobble Gum or double hit maybe. Like, it's a very bad situation that you do not want to be in. So that's why when you have Alchem, use your Alchem first. That's number 1 priority. But if you have any other drop, when you're in later in the game, if you have any other drop, then definitely use your drops on you first. If you're at the point where I'm at right now, it's okay to definitely use your Gobble Gum first before you use any drops. So right here, guys, you're going to see the astronauts here, and somehow I just knifed him. And you guys might be really confused when you see that. You're like, how did you just insta-kill the astronaut? So for some reason, again, do not ask me why. This is just a weird zombies fact. The astronaut actually becomes insta-kill after a certain point. Starting around the 140s, 145, he becomes insta-kill every other round, basically. So maybe on 146, he's insta-kill, and then maybe on 147, he's not insta-kill. So all the way up until like the 160s, you're able to just, you know, shoot at him to see if he'll die or not. And then after 160, he's actually just insta-kill for the whole entire game. So no more using the biodome, no more having to worry about going to bounce on the pads. He is now just insta-kill for the rest of the game. So it's a very nice thing that happens. Obviously, a lot of people don't even realize this or even know about it on Moon, because usually you just shoot Deadwire at him and he dies. It's not like you even notice it. And then also, I will show you guys the kind of new strat I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm rebuilding the barrier. Once a zombie comes to the barrier, I go ahead and shoot a wave gun shot, and I do like a little loop and shoot a wave gun shot. This allows me to get much more kills, and you'll even notice by my points, I'm much closer to a horde than usual. Also here as well, instead of, you know, using my carpenter instantly, I'm trying to get drops from the map. Also using my Weevil to get some more points. You'll notice as well that I'm at 3.3 million points. You'd want to try your hardest to not get max points. Now, it might be hard on Moon because, you know, Moon is such a fast and easy map. you don't really have to use as much ammo, and you're going to get max points probably regardless, especially if you have raindrops. Because when you have a death machine with double points, you get so many freaking points when you shoot into this barrier. It's literally just like constant point flow. Literally, it's insane. But you want to try your hardest and not hit max points. Now, if this means you have to stop using Gershes as much and just constantly just using the Gobblegum you have, and then just single hitting and then double hitting, that's fine. Try your hardest to not get 4 million. Obviously, what I'm doing right now, doing this little loop, is slower than just letting the zombies bump me. It is definitely much faster to let the zombies bump me and then just shoot a shot. Right here, what I'm doing now is the zombies are kind of getting to a full horde, and obviously makes the game a little bit slower. So if you're about to hit max points, stop doing this little full horde thing and start letting the zombies bump you again, and just use as much ammo as you can so you can double hit and not get max points. Because if you get max points, then you're just wasting points and you're wasting time. Wasting points is wasting time. So right here, you guys are gonna notice I am going to Pack-a-Punch, and the reason I'm actually going to Pack-a-Punch is because I have no Gershes on me, as you can tell, and I have no Gobblegum, so I have to go to Pack-a-Punch, get a Gobblegum, and then pop it here. The reason I have no Gershes is because obviously I must have thrown all my Gershes and I got no drops, which is very unfortunate. Also, another reason I go to Pack-a-Punch now is to hack any excavator. Now we're at that point where we need all of our Gershes and we need all of our drops. So there is no space to waste any Gershes. So what we'll do here is actually hack any excavators. As you can see, Excelon's being excavated, so we hack that and we just run back. We're at that point where you cannot waste any max ammos or any drops that come on the map. And right here as well, I'm going to show you guys a strat I started doing, but I actually didn't do this strat for a long time. This is the OG kind of full hoarding strat while using zap guns. I did this strategy originally thinking I actually got more kills doing this than the other strategy, but then I realized that I kind of was just like doing the other strategy wrong. So I was kind of wasting a lot of time. Obviously, the strategy is much slower. Right here, you see as well, we start doing Gershes like this. We actually just full hoard and try to get the drop in the middle of the map. So if the drop spawns like instantly, we'll just go ahead and hack it while the Gersh is out. But if the drop does not spawn instantly and kind of spawns at the end of the Gersh, then we'll have to actually do a full horde, shoot the horde with our wave gun, and then hack the drop. And if the drop doesn't spawn at all out of 3 of our Gershes, which is actually more common than you probably think, then we have to go ahead and pop the insta-kill on the map and then just hack the drop. And right here, as you can see, it's actually kind of looking like we're gonna have to pop this Killjoy on the map unless a drop spawns, which it does not, which is very unfortunate. So right here, you're gonna see we're gonna do a nice little horde. Go ahead, shoot the horde, pop our Killjoy right in the smack middle so we don't run into it on accident. Do another horde up. Once we have that whole entire horde together, we're gonna go ahead and shoot them with the wave gun, pull out our hacker, and hack this drop. This is a very annoying experience because obviously one mistake and a zombie can just hit you off the drop and then you just don't get your max ammo and then you're running out of ammo. So it's a very annoying thing to hack all the drops like that, but that is what you're gonna have to start doing when you get to this point in the game. Now we're on 217 and I actually started doing this full horde thing again. But instead, what I did was I made sure I got a full horde every single time I shot them. So right here, you'll see, look at the bottom left of my points. A full horde is 150 plus 100 plus 50. So if I didn't get plus 50, if I get like plus 30 or what is that, plus 50, so that's a full horde. This is one of the annoying things as well. You see right here, we get 2 drops and one of them is an insta-kill. So obviously, this must be the end of our 4 drops because I ended up throwing that Gersh. But if this is the beginning, imagine if those are our first 2 drops. I can't use that insta-kill because I cannot risk getting another drop on the map. Since those are our last 2 drops of the round, we're able to use the insta-kill actually for these 30 seconds. If you look here, we look at our points, we get plus 40 there. So I'm going to have to kill 1 zombie and now we have a full horde. So I basically just tried to do a full horde every single time. Obviously, another easy way of doing it as well is, you know, just killing zombies as much as you can with the zap guns. But honestly, I hate using the zap guns, especially with this map. It's just so annoying. You know, always the zap guns hitting the floating bodies on the map. It's just so annoying to deal with. We'll also try to use our zap guns as much as we possibly can before we grab the max ammo. Also, another thing as well I didn't mention is the zombies clog a lot, but it ends up being a full horde, which is kind of nice. So at the start of every wave gun, we do like a little bit of a hybrid wave gun where we full horde them and then we try to use as much zap gun ammo as we can. So when we end up grabbing that max ammo, we don't have any zap gun ammo left over. Using a full zap gun has 100 shots in the reserve and then obviously 12 in each zap gun. So that's 124 shots. That's literally 5 hordes and a little bit more. So, you know, if you have 7 max ammos, that's 35 hordes. That can be a lot of ammo that you're missing out on if you're not using the zap guns. I definitely suggest if you are going to do this, try to use the zap guns. Maybe not as early as before, maybe not in the hundreds, maybe in the 200s start doing that, but definitely do it. And you'll also notice at my points, we're at that point where we don't have any more points to use. I actually got very, very unlucky with my Gobblegums. In certain times, when you get an insta-kill instead of like a fire sales, that can be the reason you double hit. If I just get a fire sale, that can be The reason I don't have to double hit, because obviously, let's say, for example, we throw a Gersh on the map, and we only get 2 max ammos. We get 2 drops with the first Gersh, and then the next Gersh we get 2 drops. So we're only able to use 2 max ammos. And then say if I have a Killjoy with that. Because I only have a Killjoy, that's not going to end the round, and now I'm going to have to double hit. But let's say instead of that Killjoy, I had a Fire Sale. Now, that's 5 max ammos, I would have been able to end the round. But then now let's say I'm able to separate all 4 drops. I throw 1 Gersh, I get 1 drop. Another Gersh, 1 drop. Another Gersh, 1 drop. Another Gersh, 1 drop. So that's 4 max ammo separated. And then that round I have the Killjoy. That's 6 max ammos. I'll easily be able to go through into the next round. So getting, a Fire Sale when you have, already 4 max ammos on the map is not really necessary. You'd rather have that when you have a Killjoy. Obviously, there's a lot of luck in this, and luck was not on my side 100%. There was a lot of things that went down in this game that definitely sucked. Obviously, when we have no more ammo, we are gonna have to start doing trade outs, and I will show you guys that process. So before we start doing trade outs, we actually have to go around the map and hack all of the box locations. And now, obviously, the hardest one to hack is this one. And now I did notice that actually the zombies were clogged in the barrier. And you're going to see right here, my game starts freezing. I thought it was really weird at that time, but I didn't really think anything of it. But you're going to see soon that it was actually a really big deal. Right there it freezes again. Very, very weird. Never had any freeze like that before. But the zombies were actually clogged, so I was able to kind of run out and hack that box and come back, and the zombies were still there waiting for me. So that's a very nice thing because, when you have to do a full horde and then hack that box, it's very freaking hard. It's not easy, and you also have to worry about not running out of air. Now right here, we fully run out of ammo, so we're going to get ready to actually start hacking all the boxes. We're going to just throw this Gersh. We're going to end up having to use all of our Gersh when we do trade outs, so if we do trade out Gershes, we actually land right here, right outside by the moon, which is perfect. We can run out real quick and go ahead and hack this box. We start hacking the box, and you are going to see again, we actually freeze. And this time, you can tell my timer's still going and my game is not paused. So that's scary because as my game is frozen, you'll look at my reaction, I'm super scared. I'm thinking I'm going to die. Because as my game's frozen, the game is still going on, meaning my guy is still not breathing. But I'm able to get back in time, we're totally fine. I am kind of spooked by this, but at this point, I just don't care, whatever. We have to hack one more box location, the box location and spawn, which is pretty easy. We run it all the way by spawn, go ahead and throw another Gersh. We go ahead and hack the box, and for the 3rd time, my game starts freezing. I don't know what's happening. I'm getting a little scared. You can kind of read my lips. I'm saying it's the box. But right now we have all the box locations hacked. Didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was the hacker being broken, whatever. Now we start the process of actually doing trade outs and going to hack the box. Now right here you see I only have 2 wave gun shots left. We'll go ahead and use all of our Gershes. So right here guys, we only have 1 wave gun shot. You can see I'm kind of planning it out. We start the trade out process. Very easy. You just run on the rock. We hit the box and my game is freezing. My game is freezing. I have no Widow's Wine, guys. I ended up dying. You can see I'm in disarray because I'm just what the hell could I have done there? It's a very unfortunate down, but I was whatever, because I'll just figure out the trade outs. We end up getting revived. I'm just whatever, I'll just trade out without any perks. Whatever reason, I hit the box again, and I did not think it was going to freeze, but right here you're going to see the game freezes once again, and I'm just yeah, my game's cooked at this point. We end up not dying somehow. I'm able to run away. Yeah, my game just keeps freezing. I don't know what's happening. Go ahead, hit the box again, and as you probably can guess, my game just freezes. We are able to pause. We're going to go ahead, unpause, and it's just freezing, guys. Yep. And right there, you're going to see game ends at 224. 5 rounds off the world record, so I didn't even get the world record. Very sad ending. I really had no idea why that happened, and I still honestly am not 100% certain. I will say this. This was one of the first games where I actually made multiple videos. If you go to my YouTube channel, I uploaded 3 YouTube videos in the last week. And I did all of those YouTube videos, all the editing, all of the rendering on Vegas while in this game. And if you know anything about rendering, YouTube videos, you'll know that it uses all the power in your PC to render that video. And because it's using all the power, all the other applications kind of get plummeted into the ground. So when you actually want to go access those applications, they'll be very laggy at first until they get up to speed again. Now, what I think it is that all the assets in my game got destroyed because I rendered a bunch of videos, and because of this, as I started accessing these assets again, like hitting the box, and when you hit the box, all these guns are flipping through the box. The KN is popping up in the box, and that asset hasn't popped up in a long time, so the game is going crazy. It's lagging a lot. We have the XM that's popping up. It's taking a long time for the game to, access these assets. For example, that's why my game was lagging a lot when I was hacking, because when I was hacking, my game didn't do that action in a long time on the box. So it was like, oh, what the hell's happening? Because obviously this was 28 hours of having this open and actually playing. So that's my prediction. Another thing I think that affected it a lot is that I had high graphics on everything. Everything was high. This is something I only did because of my new PC, because I was actually able to do it. I think because I had very high graphics, it made those assets that I was talking about earlier much harder to actually load in. So I think it's a combination of both, and that's actually why my game started lagging a lot. You might be wondering, why am I even hitting the box? That's literally what I had to do. I already grabbed my free max ammo. If I didn't hit the box, the game would have been over anyways. So I was very bummed out because I didn't even get the world record. Like, if I got the world record, I wouldn't have cared as much, but I didn't even get the world record, so it was just literally a waste of 28 hours. So please, guys, like this video, because don't let my 28 hours just go to waste for no freaking reason. Other than that, guys, I hope you have a phenomenal day, and I'll see you later.